Belinda here. Quick market breakdown of gold, NASDAQ, and possibly US 30. But yeah, guys, let's get into it without wasting any of your time. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next, right? So let's first start off with gold, right, guys? A lot of us still think that gold is bullish at this point, but guys, please accept the fact that this guy is selling. This guy is still selling, right? So a lot of us, possibly the question is, okay, but like, when did gold actually start selling, or like what was the reason for gold, possibly selling, right? So first things first is that price already had printed this whole supply area for us here, right? And I want you guys to understand that the size of this supply area will tell you the size of the pullback. My students know what I'm talking about, right? The size of the supply area, depending on how big it is going to determine the pullback that would obviously happen. So you guys see how big this supply area is. Look at the pullback that this guy is printing out, right? So with that being said, right, guys, the next video will definitely be about impulse and correctional waves, right? So the moment price actually tapped into the supply area, that's when we knew that, okay, we are now shifting from obviously from a bullish structure, right? Or rather from we are switching from impulsive wave, right, to a correctional wave. What's happening here, this whole situation that's happening here, this is just a correction because we are still bullish. In the end of the day, we are still in an uptrend, right? But right now we are just introduced to what? We are just introduced to a correctional wave, right? Which is something that I'll definitely talk about in the next video that I might just upload probably Wednesday or something, I'm not sure, but let's believe the video is coming. But anyway, let's jump into today's video. So first things first, guys, is that gold actually gapped down from what I've seen like midnight, right? So with that being said, we are currently still bearish by just this candlestick, right? So now since price, the reason why we even have this pullback like this whole pullback here, and then price obviously tapped into the supply area here. From this supply area, obviously we are expecting price to continue going to the downside. The reason why is because price found this demand area here. That's what price found. Price found this demand area, meaning that what are we expecting here? We are actually expecting some sort of a reaction that should come in right about here, this demand area here, that price actually did react from right here, right? So this is what genuinely caused like this pullback here, and then after that price obviously found a what? Price found again a supply area, which was right about here. And mind you, this supply area that price found here, and I think it was Thursday, gold was like buying the whole day. Well, it was just because it found a reactional point on the 4-hour. That was the only reason why gold was doing what it's doing, right? But either way, guys, moving on to the 4-hour. So I went to the 4-hour, right? So when I got to the 4-hour, I actually saw something quite interesting for my liking, right? I need to find that gap, right? So into the 4-hour, since this already happened, guys, like we don't even have to kind of like go into it like this. So now when we got to the 4-hour, you see what I mean? Gold gap down, right? So in the midst of gold gapping down, for me, I know that, okay, a gap has to be filled. Whenever price leaves a gap, price needs to fill a gap, right? And then obviously, so the question would be, okay, what is going to be the cause of price actually filling this gap before it shoots down like this, right? You always need to ask yourself, kind of like, I am the trader that usually ask myself, okay, where is a pullback going to happen? When is it going to happen, right? So what we did, right, I sent it in the group, in the free Telegram group. The link will be in the description. So when I got to the 1 hour, I saw this demand area here, right? So when I saw this demand area here, I wanted to see whether this demand area would have the power to kind of push price back up to fill this gap and then go down, right? That was something that I was currently looking forward to happening, right? And then I think I scaled down to like a 10 minutes. Yeah, because when I got to the 10-minute, guys, it's not the 10-minute. I was looking for something. So my thing is now, because I know this gap, right? This gap, it has to be filled no matter what. Price has to fill it, right? I'm looking for a supply area that is going to cause my pullback for me, so that I can long gold and continue going to the downside, right? So with that being said, let's quickly look for that supply area. I can't remember what time frame it was that I saw it. Looking for a proper supply. And guys, please normalize paying trading view, nah? So that you kind of like see majority of the things that people don't see. Because me, I will see a supply here, you don't see it, and then you don't want to take the entry because it's not there, right? Okay. Check the 11 minutes. There's a supply area that I actually saw that I wanted to see price, coming back to, and then possibly tapping into that supply area. I think it was the 20 minutes. Yeah, here is it. So right now, what I'm going to do, right, is that I'm going to use this demand area that I see here to my advantage to push price back to this supply area and then possibly go down with price, right, if price respects. But either way, guys, so then I went to like a 3-minute time frame. There's no way I did all the analysis or whatever the case may be, right? So when we got to the 3-minute, I'm lying, it's the 2 minutes. Yeah, so when we got to the 2-minute, price was right about here at the time, and then I sent you guys, I think, yeah, I did send you guys the thingy here. So this is the Malaysian continuation pattern, whereas I wanted to see price coming back to this area here, and whoever wants to short sells here to possibly find a demand area that I can use to push price up to fill the gap and then possibly go down with price like that, right? So then I saw this demand area here. I think it was the 1 minute. Yeah. So I saw this demand area here on price right here. This demand area that I want to use, right, to obviously continue down with price. But guys, also if I want to show you guys something. I want to give you guys a tip. Price likes to build up majority of the time. You see price doing something like this, right, where price pushes up like this, right? Meantime, you already have like a demand area here, right? Now you want to buy here, but price build up, meaning that price majority of the time what price is going to do is that price is going to take out these guys here and then possibly find a real demand area here and then push up like that, right? Now same thing with the bearish guys as well. Price likes to build up first, right? Price likes to do something like this, right? And then maybe, for an example, you find a supply area here, right? Here's the build-up. You find a supply area there. Now you want to sell here to push price lower, and then after that, price usually does something like this, where price kind of like pierces through your supply area, right? And then it comes to the real supply that is here, and then it goes down like that. So just be on the lookout for that, guys, as well. I believe it might help someone. If you were wondering why every time you buy or you sell, price usually pierces through, which is also an example that I'm about to show you guys here, right? So here's a supply area or a demand area already that someone is most likely looking to take, the opportunities from here, right? And then now this is not the real demand. It's not the real one. Price is going to pierce through of it, right? Here's the real demand. It's here. It's waiting right about here, right? Like this, meaning that now what we want to do now is that we don't want to look for any buying opportunities once price gets here, right? Because price is going to pierce through, probably spike and then go higher or lower, whatever the case may be, right? Anyway, guys, this is a market breakdown, right? So when I saw this demand area here, I was looking forward to seeing price generally taking out these lows here, because the build-up happened right about here. So I want to see price taking out these lows first before buying like this, right? But yeah, guys, this actually happened now. So after that, let's see what price does then. Right, me, I didn't take the sales, guys. I didn't take the sales. So whoever who is in the free group, they probably saw this guy here. So now it would be very wise of you, if you're taking these sales, to genuinely exit at the nearest low, which would be this one here, right? Because you don't want to hold all the way down. We have a demand area here that price can use to fill that supply area and then go down like this, right? Yeah, and this is current price right now, guys, as we speak, right? So you see what I meant by what happens here. Somebody saw this demand area here, right? Like this. You see what happens then, like this. Somebody saw it here, you enter here, price spikes you out immediately, right? So always be on the lookout for that. Look for the build up. It's always there. Like I said again, guys, the build up is right about here, right? Even here, there's the build up. So now if price is building up like this, even here, there's a demand area here. Somebody probably thought, okay, I'm gonna enter here and then push up like that. So don't make that mistake, and always know that the real demand is usually below the real is usually below the demand that you think is real, right? And then obviously we can target this high over here like this, but I'm looking forward to taking price back to that high there, this supply area that I saw. I think it was the 20 minutes. But yeah, guys, this is what we currently have on gold. Let's move on to NASDAQ. Okay, so for NASDAQ, we took a minus 1R already on NASDAQ. Right, so since okay, that's fine. So even NASDAQ, guys, we are currently, for the day, we are currently bearish for the day, right? So it would be wise for me to look for selling opportunities for the day, right? Because what I want to see is that I genuinely want to see NASDAQ at least coming back to this untested demand that is here, that's sitting here. I want to see price coming back to this guy in terms of, I want to see something like this happening, right? Like this. And then push up like that, because you can already tell the buildup is already there, right? Like this, something like this. I want to see price taking out both of these lows like this. And obviously for those of you you can still say this is a temporary area, because it is a temporary area, this guy here. So I want to see price generally taking out these lows here before pushing to the upside, right? But anyway, moving on to the 4 hour, right? So on the 4 hour, I saw that, okay, since price also already used this supply area here. Price used this supply area like this, right? Which would be very wise of me to look for selling opportunities, because price tapped into a supply area, and then now I want to see something like this happening before we can possibly look for those buying opportunities if price respects, right? Moving on to the 1 hour, so we are currently correcting, right? That's what we are doing currently. But I'm just going to do this for now like this, right? And mind you, price already filled the gap, okay? The gap is filled. I kid you not, there's probably a demand zone here, a supply area here that price just wicked inside like this, right? So now what we want to do right now is that we have a supply area. We just need to look for a reactional point, which is something that is probably right about here. Here's a reactional point here, meaning that this 1 hour's reactional point is going to cause a possible pullback on the 4 hour, right? Moving down to the 10 minutes. But first, guys, I want to show you guys that supply area that I'm talking about. Let's look for it actually. Now 1 minute. You're gonna find it. Let's see here. I'm looking for a proper one. Supply areas are always there with these gaps majority of the time. Let's check the 2 minutes. Yeah, here is it. Here's that supply area that I'm telling you guys about. See the supply area. Price respected this guy. Actually, it didn't respect, it kind of like wicked out. That's why I genuinely like selling like above a supply area majority of the time, because of things like this. It's not the same when it comes to a demand, because the demand is easily respected, but now a supply I usually like to buy like above it, sell above it or something. But anyway, there's that supply area there, right? So now since we got this reactional point and we are currently bearish, our next step is, I usually take my entries on like a 3 minute time frame, right? So we took our -1R because I wanted to see, since well price printed this supply area for me. Guys, what's happening now with price? It was somewhere here, man. Yeah, it was here. Right. Since well price left this supply area here again. This is a mistake I made today. Since well price left this supply area again, mind you, here's the reactional point, because usually what we want to see is that we first want to see price reacting off of a reactional point like this, and then possibly printing a supply area, and then after printing a supply area, something like this, then we can start to look for those selling opportunities. Yeah, right. Anyway, something like this, and then let's see what price did then. And then price at the time, it left this guy for me. Right, again, they reacted off of the supply area. Right, so I wanted to take my entries right about after price induces this high here, like this. And then obviously my TP, my stop loss rather, it was above that supply area, like this. Let's delete this guy for now, like this. Right, and then obviously where's the take profit? The take profit was somewhere here. Yeah, like this. And then let's see, and then after that price, yes, it gave us money, and then after that it wicked us out, only to realize that here's the build-up right there. So if the build-up is there, price was going to take me out, right? Something like this. Right, like this. After that, price took us out, which is fine. And then yeah, now this is current price. This is current price. So we already took a -1R here, right, which is fine. These things happen. So I'm looking forward to, you know, maybe perhaps if I see something that I want to see, we might as well take another opportunity here on the supply area here, like this. Yeah, something like this, and then possibly we enter somewhere here, because this is now a strong area. This high here, it's strong. How do we know that? Because price initially took out this high here, which is something that I wanted to see happening. And mind you, we're on an RC point, so now from here, if price does genuinely respect, we want to take price somewhere around here, same low, right, like this. But yeah, guys, this is what I have for NASDAQ. But yeah, guys, this is the end of today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If there's anything that you guys want me to do next, or rather explain to you guys next, just comment down below. And then also the free group will be in the description. And for those of you that want to join, you know, the indices trading room as well, you can just leave a text, and then yeah. So we already took a -1R, but I like where gold is taking me. I like what gold is doing right now. So yeah, guys, remember, right, price usually likes to build up majority of the time. Price likes to do something like this. It's always there. Right, price likes to do something like this. If I can just quickly show you guys something like this. So this would be genuinely the build up. This is where price started to kind of like build up to doing what, to start, you know, buying as much as it's buying here. So meaning that if ever your demand area is here, price is going to pierce through it, right? Because price needs to take out those two lows first before you know, going lower, meaning that your real demand usually is somewhere here majority of the time. You'd see price wicking inside of that demand area, something like this, right? Meaning that if you see a demand area here, do not take that opportunity. Do not take this opportunity here, because it's false, right? It's a false demand area here, where price majority of the time, yes, you buy here, after that price sometimes just pierces through, or sometimes you'd find price maybe doing something like this, and then you see profit for a while, and then after that price just, you know, continues going lower. Something like this. You'd see something like this, right? And mind you, after that you'd ignore this supply area that you see maybe here as well, right? And then maybe you want to kind of like long this position, maybe from here, right? And then you want to target the next high like this, not realizing that price built up. These lows here, they need to be taken out of price before, and then this is the real demand area here, and then from here price pushes up maybe to eliminate that high over there. And it'd be the same thing when it comes to the sellers. It would be the same thing. Price would do something like this. Right, something like, yeah, something like this, where now the build-up is here. Here's the build-up already. You have these highs here, right? And then after that you see a supply area here, and now you want to take it, but you see profit afterwards. After that price just takes you out. Meantime, the real supply area is maybe somewhere here like this, majority of the time like this. And then after that, what does price do? Price just goes down, meaning that this happens majority of the time when people say something along the lines of, no, price wicked me out before going in my direction. It's this, right? So always be on the lookout for the build-up that usually happens here, right? Back test it and then you'll see. But yeah, guys, this is the end of today's market breakdown, and let me know what you guys want to see next.